Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial for how to make a croissant charm or keychain holder. So I have in the craft supplies you're going to need today. You're going to be mixing yellow, white, and ecru clays, and I have here Primo, Sculpey, and this one is also Sculpey. So you want to mix those together to get the dough color for the croissant. And I've already gone ahead and done a roll here. So you're going to start with a little ball of clay. And this one's going to be about 3/4 of an inch. You want to measure it out. But it's up to you how big or small you want it to be. But this is preferable for me. So you want to start rolling it out slightly with your clay roller. You have a little flat surface, and then you want to start to shape it into the crescent shape for the croissant. So it should look something a little bit like this. Also, keep in mind you want to use tools when you're working with the clay to help you sculpt it out a little bit better than your fingers could. So this is how I'm sculpting my clay for my croissant, getting it into that shape. Okay. So it looks good. It looks symmetrical on both sides. And this isn't perfect, but again, this is just a tutorial. It's not going to be state of the art. So this is just the best way I know how to show you. So it should look something like this. Then you want to take another piece of your mixed clay, and you want to, I've gone ahead and rolled mine out. You want to roll it out to look flat like this. So you have the middle piece. So you want to use your clay blade or a razor, but be careful and cut like that. So it should look something like this. This is going to be your centerpiece for the croissant. And if you have excess, you could cut it so it's not overlapping on the side and the back. And just get rid of your excess for your workspace so it's clear. And we're going to smooth it out in a minute, but we just want to go ahead and add the pieces for the croissant. And what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the scrap clay that I used to cut away the excess and reapplying it on the sides. And I like this one because it's sort of a beginner tutorial. So if you're just new to working with clay and you're looking for something to make that's not too challenging, I think this is a great start. The pretzel tutorial also is for beginners. So now you have something that's starting to look a little bit more like the croissant. So this is the point where we're going to be blending the overlapping clay pieces, and you just want to repeat these steps. Just blend it in, and let me zoom in so you can see. It's a little too close. Okay, and you want to just blend the sides like so. I like to buy my crafts at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Online, Amazon.com sometimes has some crafting materials. And I find that they're fairly inexpensive as well. So I like to collect them all. Okay, so just blend it in like this. And it should be smooth surfaces. It doesn't have to be perfect because when you think of a croissant, they're kind of have rough edges. especially when they're the really good ones, fresh out of the oven. Okay. So these are blended in, and it looks a little bit better. And then you want to shape it again. Now when you think of a croissant, it kind of has, the corners are a little pointed like this, and it's up to you if you want to curve it more or have it, the sides be a little further apart. Okay, so now we're going to be adding the texture to the clay, and that just requires putting the lines down the clay like so. Okay, and you want to take your time when doing this, as I always say, so it looks a little neat. But for the sake of the video, the time that we have, I'm just going to speed up the process, just to give you an idea of what you should be doing. And this is going to give it that flaky effect and texture that the croissants usually have. Okay. And if you want, you can even use your needle tool to add texture to the outside. And how I do my texturing is I use very small circular motions like this. Very small circular motions. And you don't want to go too big, because then it starts to look a little bit messy. Okay, so we're going to repeat this step. Like this. Okay, so once you finish the texturing, it should look something like this. And again, it's up to you. It's your preference how you wish for your croissant to look. I just added a little bit of texturing in the middle and on the sides, so it looks like it's delicate, flaky, and it's been baked. And the way we make it look more baked is we use our chalk pastel, which I have here. I'm going to be working with the brown, the yellow, and the orange for the shading and to give it the fresh baked look. So we're just going to add it here and apply it to the sides. Some parts of the croissant won't be as dark as others, and it just so happens when you look at baked goods, they're not all evenly golden brown or freshly baked looking. So we could put it in the corners, in the crevices here. I'm going to put a little bit more brown so it looks more baked. And sometimes if you use your brush, you can even add more texture just by sort of jabbing it lightly like with a toothbrush. I actually do work with my toothbrush a lot when I'm doing my projects for shading. Okay guys, so when you're finished, it should look something like this. And what you want to do next is bake it according to the instructions on the back of your clay. For the Primo, it's 275 degrees Fahrenheit in the oven for 15 minutes. And then when you take it out of the oven, actually I missed a step. If you wanted to make this into a keychain or a charm, you want to find a spot where you can put your, let me get that thing. Where you can put your pin. So I like to put mine right here in the middle. So I'm going to cut that down, but you put a little hole here, and I like to put glue inside so it remains inside of the clay after it's been baked. Okay, and then once you bake it and take it out of the oven, you can make it a lobster clasp attached to it so you can hang it from your wallet, your keychain, your cell phone, wherever you wish, and it would look something like this. So this is one I've already had baked and finished prior to the video. This is how it looks. I just love it, and it's not too big, it's not too small, and I just think these are the most adorable things. You can do anything with these. You can make earrings, you can use these to make a necklace, use it as a pendant. So these are really fun. So I hope, guys, you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the video again soon. Take care.